Hey there. Hi. I hope you're doing fantastic. Look, this is the video preview for the webinar, which is going to happen in a few seconds, so do not tune out. Stick around. Hopefully, you will enjoy the session. We're going to talk about the indices, commodities, cryptos, and currencies. We'll pick up on the RBA and the cryptos. We'll see what other information we need to keep an eye on. So, yes, hopefully, like I said, hopefully you'll enjoy the session, and we will start in a bit. Okay, hello and good morning, everybody. Hi, this is me, Darius Anucauskas from Easy Markets, and today is the 18th of June, 2024. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's morning session where we're going to talk about the markets. We're going to look at the charts. We have still had some events, a few events happening. So, yes, I'll pick up on all that. But yeah, before we go any further, as always, let me just double check if everything is running smoothly. Let me just put a good morning in the chat room there. Good morning, everyone. So, yep, ladies and gentlemen, as always, like I said, if you have any questions, you can always drop a message in the box in there. So, yes, I'll try to answer that. If I don't know the answer, I'll say I don't know the answer. But anyway, look, before we go any further, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, yep, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest. Let me just finish off a few things here and there, and we can continue. Okay, so also just before we jump into the chart, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, reach out to us. Oh, and by the way, you can check out our new Easy Markets AI trading companion. You can basically take a look at that one. It's gonna give you it like gives you like quick like not ideas but like analysis so that you could uh, build your own kind of setups and build your own opinion. So yes, quite a useful tool. So of course, do not purely rely on anything in general. That's why I keep on saying I never rely on anything solely, like even myself. Look, you listen to me, you like I give you my opinion, and then you also you evaluate it yourself and see how much do you agree or not agree. So this is the whole point. I mean, we're not here to tell you what to do. We're here to just kind of give you an idea, or I'm here to give you an idea so that you could build your own opinion around it. So, right. So yeah, check us out. Like I said, this AZ Markets AI is also a good tool, quite useful. So yep, check it out. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. So, ladies and gentlemen, now then, I hope everybody's doing well. Let me just jump into the charts. So the first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225, and there we go. The 38,000 zone is providing fantastic support. There we go. So we did rebound from it. I talked about it, and I said to you, look, if this 38,000 zone can continue to provide support, wonderful. We could see some more. We could see a nice little rebound, maybe a push back to this upside line to retest it from the other side. So if you remember, I kept on saying before that whenever we break a trend line, we tend to revisit it from the other side. So okay, it seems like we could be on this track to do that. Yesterday's little rally in the U.S. did help other indices to recover. So yes. Oh, sorry, my nose is itchy. I think I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. A little bit too dusty here. So coming back to the situation here. Looking at the picture here, I mean, like I said, the 38,000, I talked about it. And I said that if this is going to hold, we could see a rebound. We could see a retest of this broken trend line. It seems like we're getting on the right track. Yesterday's indices did, U.S. indices did provide a bit of support. I mean, they rallied, or not rallied, they pushed back up a little bit. And yep, we saw other indices across the globe from developed economies pushing also back to the upside. So basically, long story short, this is quite a strong area of support here for Nikkei. So in order to go lower, a drop below this hurdle is required. If we can get that drop, wonderful. Yes, this could attract more sellers into the game here, and we could target that 200-day EMA. So, yep, for now, I'm just gonna stick to this idea for now. I mean, I'm kind of aiming for a larger correction to the upside here. So, hey, let's see if this is all gonna play out nicely. China 50. So China 50, it's a little bit of a mess, to be honest. I really don't want to. Oh, by the way, I really don't want to touch China 50 too much yet because again, it's for now. I just put the economic calendar out there. It's a little bit of a tricky one, so it's struggling with the EMAs, the 100 and the 200. So yeah, I need to see a push somewhere back above this 12,353 territory, and then we could take it from there. So long story short, that's what I need. That's what I need to see here in order to go to the upside. So for now, I am looking at some lower levels here, and well, to be honest, if we do get a drop back below this hurdle, back below this 12,164 or this downside line, then yes, of course, I'll get more excited with the downside. Let me just quickly double check the economic calendar. So okay, yesterday we got the retail sales numbers, unemployment rate. So from China, today we're getting the FDI number. So foreign direct investment refer yes. So how much is that's has that increased or not? We'll see. It's going to be quite interesting because if we see a decline, because so far we are seeing declines here, as you can see. We're not really, it seems like capital is going out, but look, we understand why it's going out because China invests in the US invests in China, and it's all political as always. So it's like, oh, we're gonna punish you, we're not gonna invest too much into your country. Okay. Oh, we're gonna also punish you, and we're not gonna invest too much into your country. Okay. So it's like it's the same game all the time. Honestly, over the years you get tired of seeing the same thing over and over. But okay, look, for now it is how it is, right? Now, in terms of other Chinese data, look, I don't think that we have much. There was some loan prime rate thing, no, but that's not major. No, that's kind of it. That's really for this week. China is a little bit on the downside, so that's why maybe we can just leave it for now. Just I think that this will be reactive to what's happening in the global markets, in other global markets. ASX 200, of course. RBA. So the market seems to be taking the decision, the no rate cut, no rate hike decision as a positive. So there we go. Okay, we're seeing the ASX 200 pushing nicely to the upside. I think maybe the fact that they didn't really also hear too much negativity as well. That we're ready to act, and we're data dependent, and blah blah blah. Yes, inflation is nowhere close. Well, it's not still not in their between 2 and 3% range. It's currently sitting at 3.6, their inflation rate. So we're still doing good, we're still okay, so let's keep it. So the market, I think that decided, hey, you know what? This is still okay. There's nothing tragic. 4.35. It's a good number. Where's that? There we go. So this one right there. So 4.35. It's a good number. Still as expected. Nothing major. You know. And the thing that's was enough. And also yesterday the U.S. indices rallied, so a little bit of tech boost, So it's all good, all nice. And look, we're getting closer to my 7,800 zone. I talked about it, and basically, if we do push above that hurdle, then yes, I will aim for the 7,886 zone right there. And then we'll take it from there. We'll see what he wants to do after. If it wants to go higher, fair enough, that's fine. But I don't want to rush into this because look, I was kind of leaning a little bit more towards the downside, especially if it remained below the 100-day EMA shown as the green line, and it did initially do that, but then yes, got a boost. There we go. There we go. We're seeing a nice push higher. But I'm not getting comfortable with the upside yet. Why? Because I need to see a push with the 7,800 zone. Dow Jones Industrial Average. Let's have a look at down. Beautiful recovery. That's why I am waiting until, excuse me, until I see a great exit here through either this barrier, the 39,234, roughly ish, or a drop below the 38,111 ish again. So at the moment, it's just gonna be like this, and honestly I really don't like it, and I just want to just continue observing the price action. Some of you might say, hey Darius, what about this upside line, which I'm gonna draw in a bit, this one right here? Well, you can keep an eye on it. It did provide support, fantastic. So if you're, let's say, if you can't wait for something like here, this 38,111 zone, then you can maybe start looking at some lower levels if we do break this upside line, taken from the low of the 18th of April. And okay, that's absolutely fine. If we do break this, then okay, great. More sellers here could join in. So something like this. Let's of course, let's not rush into things yet. I will still keep my arrow from here, but like I said, if we start breaking this upside line, then maybe this could be a nice opportunity for the bears. But at the moment the bulls seem to be in action. Oh, let me just adjust my monitor here a little bit. There we go. So the bulls seem to be in action. However, do they have enough steam to drive the index above the 39,234? Let's wait and see. By the way, I'm looking at the futures. So if you have something different on your chart, then then you're probably looking at the cash index. Well, to be honest, it's all okay, cash or futures, but it's just we're trying to establish a direction here. So for now, it's kind of cautiously bullish, I would say, but a confirmation break is still needed. The S&P 500 very quickly. Oh, Thomas, hi, good morning. Long time no see, long time no speak. Hey, thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate that. Really, really do. Whenever I get a comment in the chat box, it doesn't seem like I'm alone here. So yes, even just a simple hi, good morning, that kind of lightens me up a little bit, and yeah, I can go for another 45 minutes roughly. So, long story short, the S&P 500. We we created a new all-time high yesterday. Okay, that's absolutely fine, and it worked like a charm. I said to you that if we do push above the 5,454 territory, then I am leaning towards the upside. My next target is the 5,500 area, which we didn't reach yet, but hopefully we will get there. And at the moment, look, everything's kind of working according to the plan. If you're looking at some lower levels, I think that the better option here is to wait for a drop below the 5,385 zone right here, just to be a little bit more on the safe side. If you're feeling a little bit more adventurous, now given that we had a nice breakout here to the upside, a breakout through this 5,454 territory, then The same can maybe apply for the opposite. So if we see a drop back below this, that means that the bulls are struggling to keep it. I just want to say keep it up, but the bulls are struggling to stay above a barrier. So um, that means that maybe the bears actually could take the steering wheel and drive this one back down. So let's be careful for now. Of course, yes, the psychological 5,500 level is something that I am carefully watching. But again, everybody's watching that, and let's see if actually the market ends up going there, because um, maybe that's way too obvious, and maybe that's something that the market might not consider. Just kind of give us a tease a little bit. And but if we do reach the 5,500 zone, of course on everybody's mind will be the psychological 6,000 zone. Can we reach that one? Well, look, at some point in time in our like evolution, we will reach the 10,000 on the S&P. Will reach probably 100,000 on the Dow. And yeah, I mean, of course, this is like in this ideal world. If we don't get like a major war or something like that, then then everything gets offset, and we start again. So long story short, for now, just bear with me one moment. Sorry about that. I just need to have a sip of tea, sometimes a warm tea, because my throat is still not feeling the best. But yeah, hey, it's already better, but not the best. So, so yes, as I said, it's this the interesting situation where we're thinking about these nice, beautiful levels that we could reach eventually. Um, Look, I don't want to say anything at the moment, and I want to keep it short and simple. We can try and project, way far in the future. However, nobody, no, none of us knows, and none of us have the crystal ball. And unfortunately, I have my leather ball here, which I, occasionally can scratch um, yep, maybe good ideas come in, but anyway, for now, long story short, for now, I'm just leaning towards the upside. If we do start seeing a reversal back below the 5,454, I'm not saying that I'm going to get like super bearish or anything. No, but I'm going to start examining some lower levels here. Nasdaq 100, a new all-time high as well. There we go. Fantastic. Good rally. I mean, psychological 20,000 mark. There we go. So I talked about this a while ago when we were still here. We were still, the 19,000. And by the way, in my webinar with Christian de la Frate last week on Tuesday, you can check out the recorded session there in our on our page on YouTube. And we talked about this, and kind of I was throughout that whole week I was mentioning the psychological 20,000 mark on the Nasdaq futures here. There we go. Congratulations, mission accomplished. What's next? 21,000 or 20,000 and a half for now at least. Well, whenever we are in these uncharted territories, this is exactly what we're gonna do. So for now, I'm gonna just monitor the psychological 20,000 mark. But if you look at my Fibonacci, the 100% is sitting near the 20,630 zone. By the way, this Fibonacci is drawn from the lowest point of 2020 to the highest point of 2021, and then to the lowest point of 2022. So so far the levels have been working out nicely. I cannot complain here. So the question is, can we reach this? Can we reach this 100%? Let's wait and see. And that's 100% is roughly around the 20,630 zone here on my futures. Now, German index DAX. Let's have a look at that one. There we go. Beautiful rebound. I talked about this yesterday. I said to you, look, maybe this is a nice rising channel pattern. And there we go. We rebounded from that lower side of it. I mean, okay. it's not ideal. Look, I think it's trying to see something maybe where it's not. So that's why that's why. Oh, just a second. Let me just a second. I'll switch off and I'll be right back with you. Okay, sorry for the little pause because I had to clear up my nose a little bit because it's a little bit too dusty, and yep, I can feel that my voice is going down a little bit as well. So yeah. Anyway, for now, look, it's an interesting moment because we have rebounded from the lower side of this rising channel, which is fine, which is great. Everything's kind of working according to the plan, I would say, and we are seeing a push back up here. Let's see if we can reach the 45-day EMA together with this 18,400 zone. If we can, great. I will consider um, I will consider kind of slightly higher levels then if we can break this area maybe. But at this point, I'm just aiming for that, and then we'll go from there. The FTSE 100. Let's have a look at that one. Uh, look, I'm still watching this one, and I think you should be watching this carefully as well. Why? Because let me just go into Thursday. Let me just go in. By the way, tomorrow U.S. indices are closed, just to let you know. Yep, they are closed. So tomorrow, not much is happening. So where's that? Wednesday. Wednesday. There we. Yeah. So tomorrow, U.S. indices are closed. Tomorrow we'll get. By the way, oh, this is yes important. We're gonna get inflation numbers and PPI numbers and retail sales numbers from UK. So this here could make a move. Let's see, of course. If unless the numbers come out as expected, then maybe we're not going to see much until Thursday. And why I'm saying Thursday because we have the interest rate decision on Thursday by the Bank of England. So keep that in mind. If you are trading something pound related or the footsie, then well, watch out. We are having tomorrow the inflation numbers and PPI and retail sales numbers from UK, and on Thursday the interest rate decision. So keep that in mind. But either way, let's say from the technical perspective, if we do break this downside line, taken from the high of the 20th of May, then yes, great, more buyers could join in. For the downside, a drop below the 8,151 zone here is required as well. So, long story short, for now, um, if you're looking for some sort of action here, you'll just have to wait, unfortunately. The US dollar index. Let's have a look at that one. There we go, drifting back down. Okay, this is quite interesting. So, that's why I have my downside scenario from this 45-day EMA, which is shown as the red line. So, I need to see a drop below that in order to go lower. If I can get that move, wonderful, great. I will go lower. But at the moment, we're dropping back below this hurdle. And to be honest, this hurdle, I don't think it's no longer valid. I think we need to mark something else, maybe even this barrier, this hurdle here. It could be nicer. On the upside, I think that maybe it's better to mark this right here. So this 105.64 zone is a good target, but hey, for now, it's a tricky one. There is still hope that the buyers could jump in here, rebound from the 45-day EMA, rebound from the 104.86 zone, and yes, we could then go from there. But for now, what I'm looking at here is, like I said, this opportunity maybe to rebound from this 45-day EMA, because if this somehow provides good support, then yes, this makes sense. But if it doesn't, and if it breaks below the 45-day EMA shown as the red line here, then and also below this 104.86, then yeah, I mean, a bearish moment could arise. Let's jump into the crypto. Not the crypto. No, I'll jump into cryptos in a bit, but let's jump into the commodity world. Gold is annoying and it's not really doing much right now, but hey, maybe it could do later on something. Maybe after the U.S. comes back from their little break, and that's on Thursday and Friday. So for now, of course, looking at this picture here, we're stuck. I still need to see a push above this 23.6 here on my Fibonacci retracement, which I've drawn from the low of the lowest point of February to the highest point of May. We can see that the 23.6 is providing fantastic resistance. And yeah, if we do get a nice clearance of this 2340 zone, which is the 23.6 here on my Fibonacci, then yes, I will go higher because recently it provided fantastic resistance. So why not to consider that? Also the little idea in support of the bullish scenario is the this little formation. We have ourselves a pole. We have ourselves a possible bullish flag forming here. Let's see if that's going to be the case. Because look, I'm not saying that this is for sure. It's just something that I'm trying to find some sort of logic somewhere. But for now, yep, it's a little bit, I would say, tricky. There is still potential for the upside. We have this upside line. We have this potential bullish flag. We could see a breakout here, but we need that confirmation first. In terms of the downside, a break of this upside line here is required, and then yes, we could start looking at some lower levels. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's watching it right now, whoever's watching this webinar, are you trading anything right now? Are you trading, or let's say, are you looking at any instruments, particular instruments of interest to you? Or basically, yeah, just what are you trading right now, lately, or have been trading lately? Just drop it in the comment box. I mean, I'm really curious. And also, tell me what you were trading, and tell me what you were, in which direction you were. Like, were you long or were you short? So or were you scalping? So just let me know in the box there. Yep. I'm really curious to know. So looking at, yeah, gold, that's the game plan. Silver is coming back up again and back above this this 45-day EMA, which is fine. And look, if you want to go for some higher levels, then wait for a push above the $30 mark. I talked about it before, and this is what I need. I need to see a push above the $30 mark, and in order to go higher, because I see that as some sort of a psychological level. So hey, if we can break that, wonderful. Now, some of you might say, hey, what about the possible maybe falling channel here or something like that? It's not really a falling channel because it's really stuck here somewhere like this. I mean, it's not an ideal falling channel. It's probably more of a maybe veg or something like that, like a falling veg pattern, which of course, according to all the TA rules, tend to break to the upside. But again, while we remain inside the pattern, it could still drift lower. Thomas, I can say I had a break for a few weeks back into gold now. Buy only. Buy only, yes. This is, of course, gold is a tricky one, and yeah, of course, gold is a tricky one. But in general, look, if I have to say one thing, that if we look at gold, by the way, on the bigger picture, and we look at from the monthly perspective, we had a good rally, and maybe it's time for a bit of a retracement at some point. Look, I'm not saying that it's gonna go lower or something like that. No, but it's just that we keep on forming these on the monthly chart. We keep on forming these big wicks to the upside. It seems like the bulls are running out of steam. So, however, for me to say that this is gonna go lower, I cannot unless I see something like a drop below this hurdle here, below the 100-day EMA. Then yes, I will start on a daily chart, of course, and a drop below this 2000 kind of 200 and kind of 80 zone ish. And if we do drop below that, then yes, I will go lower. But I mean, some of you might say, hey, maybe this is like a weird head and shoulders pattern as well. True, could be the case as well. But again, if that's the case, then we need to break of the neckline. And the neckline so far is untouched. So this is what I'm talking about here. So yes, this is something that for you to kind of to complicate your life with. But yeah, be careful, like I said, with the upside, because if suddenly this fella here starts rallying the US dollar, then we could see gold actually drifting back down. Now, again, depends, really depends. If the indices start selling off heavily, maybe people will start jumping into gold. And but at the moment we're seeing the reports that China has slowed down its gold purchases, so maybe it became way too expensive, and that's why maybe they want to see a bit of a lower price. In terms of, by the way, in terms of gold, I mean, I like this area here, the 50% retracement since that kind of end mid-February rally from mid-February that we had the rally from here, and so a 50% retracement still is possible, and I think that yeah, it could be done. However, some confirmation breaks are still needed. Jumping into copper very quickly. This one's going lower, and yep, this is looking quite bearish, to be honest. Yes, we're flirting with that 4.44 zone. If that gets cleared once again, then certainly I will go lower. But I would prefer to see a drop below the 100-day EMA. If that gets cleared, my next target is the 200-day EMA. Jumping into oil. Look at this, looking good. I talked about this yesterday, and I said to you, keep your eyes on this. I mean, if we continue to trade below all the EMAs, then this is looking quite bearish. This is looking quite bearish. And but if we start pushing higher, and then let's say we clear the EMAs, I will get comfortable with higher levels only if we clear the $80 mark. And there we go, we cleared it, but we're currently flirting with it. So that's kind of, it's like almost good, almost perfect. Let's see. For now, of course, I'm gonna remain somewhat bullish, because it's another test in this $80 mark after it's like a V-shaped reversal. Do not exclude the possibility of seeing a retracement back down here. But again, a retracement back down, only I will consider that only if we do drop and stay below the EMAs. That's what I need to see here. I know we could be missing out on a bit of territory here, but look, if this is going to drift lower, let's say, and if it's going to fall back below the EMAs, I want to see if this is going to end up forming something of a inverted head and shoulders pattern. We have our left shoulder, we have our head. Let's see if we can form the right shoulder. That's going to be quite interesting to watch. Now then, now then. Oh, by the way, whoever's watching is Thomas. Thank you very much for your comment. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Anybody else who's trading something or has been trading lately something, doesn't matter what, tell me. I'm quite curious. And also tell me in your direction what are you aiming for? Are you aiming for lower levels, or are you aiming for higher levels? So just yeah, drop me a comment in the box there like Thomas did, and yeah, hopefully we can look into that. So yeah, that's the game plan. That's the idea here with with WTI oil. I mean, currently we're flirting with that $80 mark. I will scrap the whole head and shoulders pattern idea if we do kind of, let's say, push further up here, away from that $80 mark. And of course, some of you might say, "Hey, but Darius, what about like this thing, right? Like maybe this is what's gonna happen." So you know what? We can actually do that. So we can aim for this upside. Well, it's kind of an upside line, yes. With the aim for this upside resistance line. There we go. Upside resistance line. We can aim for that one, and for now, and see if it's gonna hold. Okay, maybe a bit of a retracement back down could be possible here, but but at the moment, all eyes are on this $80 mark. Cotton, and there we go. I talked about this, by the way. I said to you, look, maybe this is a falling wedge pattern here, and according to all the TA rules, such patterns tend to break to the upside. Now, we're currently breaking lower. Now, we did the same thing yesterday as well, and we did create a false breakout. So maybe it's not gonna be a false, and it's not gonna be like a clear breakout. Maybe it's gonna be another false breakout. Let's wait and see. let's see what's going to happen with this one today. And of course, you know what? Given that we have been drifting lower quite significantly here for a while now, I think that it's better also to keep an eye on the weekly chart. Because if on the weekly chart, at the end of this week, we still remain above this lower side of this falling wedge pattern, hey, we can, let's say, for example, we can stay below this one today here, but then tomorrow we could rebound back up here and push higher. So then we'll just create ourselves a nice little false breakout here on the weekly chart. And hey, maybe this could open the door to some higher levels. Let's wait and see. Soybeans, there we go. Beautiful decline. I talked about this little hurdle here, this 1,176 zone. We dropped below it. Fantastic. My next target is the 1,155 area. And yep, that's something that I'm going to keep an eye on. If that gets cleared, my next target is the 1,131. And then we'll just take it from there. For the upside, I would like to see a break back above this 1,176 in order to start maybe shifting towards slightly higher lows. And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the crypto world. So, beautiful holdup. I talked about this Bitcoin scenario yesterday. I said that if this holds, if this 45-day continues to EMA for 45-day EMA continues to hold, and this 67,216 zone continues to hold as well, then yes, fantastic, great. We could see another decline where we could reach my 64,500 zone. There we go. Look at this beautiful thing. I almost reached my 100-day EMA, but that's fine. Well, you can't get everything, so it's like, you know, you always aim for the area, not for the level, specific level. So just for you to keep in mind. So now then, if you're looking for some higher levels, I think that a push back over the 67,200 zone, somewhere around here, would be required. For the downside, yep, I mean, so far, so good. So far, everything's running nicely here. And yep, if we do drop below the 64,544 zone right here, this 100-day EMA, then yeah, great. More sellers here could join in. Now then, that's the, like I said, that's the game plan. Bitcoin Cash, fantastic drift lower. Look, in general, cryptos are seen, yes, they're lower across the board because I think that there's a bit of an outflow of funds out of crypto, because I think that people kind of realize that, you know, it's not worth buying or jumping into all those ETFs when they're all, you know, up there. You know, why not to go up here and then go back up there? Well, this is what I think that this is what's happening right now. So we're having a nice drift lower, and that's absolutely fine. So far, so good. I'm targeting this 200-day EMA, this $400 mark. That's fantastic. We've reached that. Now, if we continue to trade below that $400 mark, then yes, I will go further south. For now, everything's leaning a little bit more towards the downside. However, on Bitcoin Cash, as you can see here, we're at a critical spot. We haven't been below the 200-day EMA for quite a while. Look at this. My question is, I mean, last time we were here, back in January of this year. Before that, we also created a false breakout in August of 2023. So, like I said, we haven't been below that 200-day EMA for a while now. And this is, of course, kind of a little bit on the spooky side for the crypto bulls. Bitcoin, I mean, still further away from that 200-day EMA, but Bitcoin Cash is already there. Ethereum, let's have a look at that one. Ethereum is flirting with the 100-day EMA with this 3,361 zone, and if that gets cleared, yep, more sellers here could join in, and we could target that 200-day EMA. So yes, this is what I'm going to do for now. This is what I'm going to keep an eye on, and hopefully, yes, more sellers here could join in. If we do drop below this 100-day EMA, then yes, of course, great, 200-day EMA, here we come. Dogecoin, beautiful decline, beautiful test of the hurdle here, the 0.1257. I talked about it, mission accomplished. Now the question is, can we go further south? And again, the same story. We have not been below the 200-day EMA for quite a while, and we have not stayed below the 200-day EMA for quite a while. So there we go. It seems like something is shaking up here. And it seems like, yes, we could see some lower levels as long as we remain below all this area right here, below that 200-day EMA and below that 0.1257. Let's see. For now, if we do remain below that, my next target is going to be somewhere around here, near this 0.1073. And then we'll just take it from there. Let's jump into the world of Forex. AUD USD. So there we go. We had a bit of a boost here from, an Australian dollar did also kind of did rise. And I think that the Australian dollar kind of enjoyed the moment and is enjoying the moment right now of positivity because, yes, interest rates did not rise but they did not get cut as well. But I think that the fact that the RBA committee said that their inflation is not somewhere near, and inflation is still elevated, and it's not near the target, or it's not in the target. Not It's near the target, but it's not in the target. Between the 2 and 3%. So it's currently the thing. It's sitting at 3.6, as I already mentioned earlier. So yes, maybe that's what's keeping the bulls and interested here, because maybe there is an opportunity for a hike at some point later on this year. Well, well, for now, I would say this way that let's not rush into things. For now, let's keep an eye on this. I mean, at the moment, from the technical perspective, it is pushing higher, and as long as if we can stay above the 0.6626, yes, I will go higher. For the downside, I would like to see a drop below this hurdle here. I already have an arrow here, but I'll draw another. Yeah. So this 0.6576. If we do drop below this, great. A forthcoming lower low will be confirmed. While we remain in this territory, I'm just observing the price action, not touching it. AUD NZD, beautiful pop here. There we go. I talked about this, and everything's working out nicely. So we're below this downside line, great, and we are pushing higher. Oh, sorry, we were below this downside line, great, but then we broke it. And I said to you that if it stays, if it holds, great. More sellers here could join in. But if it breaks the downside line and pushes above the 1.0806 area, somewhere around here, I will consider a move higher. And there we go. So far, so good. My next target is the 1.05. Oh, sorry, 1.0855. And I'll take it from there. AUD JPY. AUD JPY is pushing nicely to the upside as well. Yep. So yes, we are seeing a nice good move higher here. And look, 104.97 zone is something that I'm watching carefully here. If that gets, if the in general, if the 105 gets cleared on the AUD JPY pair, I am leaning towards the upside. For the downside, I would like to see somewhere drop below this 103.50. It's not specific. It's not clear yet. I think I might adjust this level at a later stage, depending on how this is going to play out. But at the moment, the downside scenario is not really on the table. It's the upside scenario that we are examining. NZD USD. I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, as you can see by the skewed arrows. Let me get rid of everything and start fresh. Okay, some of you might say, hey, what about the double top pattern here? Yes, could be the case. But in that case, if this is a double top, then maybe a neckline break would be required. So the neckline here is a little bit questionable, because either it's this tilted one, this upside line here, drawn from the low of the 22nd of May of 2024, or maybe it's this one right here. But either way, look, you can go slowly on this. If we start dropping below the upside line, below the 45-day EMA here, this red line, then yes, of course, slowly we could start, looking at some lower levels. But if we do struggle to break below this upside line and we start pushing back up, yes, of course, there is a chance for the bulls to step in somewhere around here. However, I don't know if this makes sense. I don't know if this is going to be something to keep an eye on. So basically, just kind of aim for this downside line. Okay, look, maybe it could be the case. Maybe it could play. I think that for now we just have to keep an eye on this little area, this little upside line, and this 45-day EMA. If it holds, then yes, a rebound could be possible. But if it breaks, it could open the door to some lower levels, of course. USD JPY so continues to slowly climb to the upside, which is fine, which is okay, nothing major. Let's see if this is gonna reach the 158.45 zone. Look, yesterday I said to you, I'm gonna once again aim for this 157.70 zone. Tick, there we go. And if that gets cleared, my next target is the 158.45, and we're slowly getting there. Let's see if we can reach that. If we can clear that, of course, I'm gonna go further north, but for now, I'm just looking at some higher levels, and we can take it from there. US dollar against the Swiss franc. US dollar against the Swiss franc. For now, it's yes, it's more bearish than bullish. Of course, you need to be very careful because on Thursday, where's my? You know what? I need to. I had the same problem yesterday as well, where I need to kind of include Switzerland. There we go. So, Switzerland on Thursday is releasing its trade balance and the interest rate decision. At the moment, the interest rate decision is expected to remain the same at 1.5. So if that's the case, maybe we could see a bit of weakness in the Swiss franc. However, I'm not rushing into things yet. I mean, it also depends on the statement of the Swiss National Bank, and how they see inflation and how they see their future path. If they see, like, that the inflation is not stabilizing and they will need to consider some rate hikes, then yep, we could see a nice good drop here, a further drop, to the downside. For the upside, I need to see. Oh, Fiat Kid, good morning. I can see you there in the chat room. Fiat Kid, I've asked the question earlier. I don't know if you've just tuned in, basically, or something, but I've asked the question earlier in the chat. What are you trading right now, or have been trading lately, and which direction? I'm just curious. I mean, to see. I'm trying to get this poll among viewers. So whoever's watching right now and whoever's tuning in, or actually whoever's watching also as this is recorded session, let me know what are you trading right now, and what have you been trading, or have you been trading lately? I mean, in which direction? What did you do? Were you long or were you short? So yeah, out of curiosity, because again, we can see Thomas here gave me his because I'm trying to understand, kind of people's opinions and what people think. So yeah, Fiat Kid, let me know. So yeah, coming back to USD CHF, basically that's the kind of game plan here. GBP JPY, Fiat Kid shorts, yes, shorts, but what shorts of in what? Let me be more specific, please. 200.6 zone. Shorts in cryptocurrency. Shorts in what? In indices. Okay, cryptos I understood, but let's say, are you only in cryptos, or are you in let's say other, like, currency pairs, in indices or commodities or something like that? So just let me be a little bit more specific, and which instrument actually specifically. So 200.60, 200.60, yes, this is something that I am looking at still, and I talked about it, and there we go, we're pushing back up here nicely. So let's see if we can get a nice clearance of this 200.60 zone, and if we can get that move, yes, I will go towards some higher levels. That 202 looks attractive, 203, 4, 5, and so on and so on. But yeah, for now, everything seems to be a little bit more on the positive side. GBP USD, and yes, we did flirt with this hurdle here, this highlighted zone. This whole zone it seems like a good area of support. So 1.267696 zone is something that I'm watching still. I mean, we had a nice breakout here. That's wonderful. We can get rid of this arrow maybe, and actually can just stick to this here. So this 1.2676 is something that I'm keeping a close eye on. If we do get a nice clearance of that, yes, I will go lower. For the upside, I would like to see, well, for the upside, I'll probably stick to a very simplistic approach and I'll wait for a push above the 1.2818. But I do understand we could be missing out on a bit of territory here, so maybe some of you might be interested in, something. Oh, let me just grab one of these lines. So yesterday's high, for example, a good potential target. Or actually, what? Let me recycle this one right here. So maybe this could be the barrier for the upside, 1.2715, and then yeah, we can go for F, and then we can go from there. So something basically like this. Oh, Fiat Kid. I mean, you went silent. So yeah. As I understood, you're not in the mood to talk. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But still, thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Euro GBP, Euro GBP. I just wanted to quickly pick up on this. I don't want to spend too much time, but hey, I threw out this idea here after we saw a breakout, and I said that I'm gonna go further south, and yep, so far, I mean, it reached my target, the 0.84 zone. That's wonderful. That's wonderful, and well, I mean, what can I say? Mission accomplished. Now it's now the other levels that I'm going to be looking at. So I'm going to aim for this lowest point of August of 2022. But for that, a drop below the 84 zone is required. For now, we're balancing around here. If you're looking for some higher levels, then probably a push back above this 85 zone here is required in order to go to the upside. Euro CHF very quickly. Beautiful continuation slide. I mean, this is just wow. I mean, we're seeing a bit of a recovery, which is fine, but I mean, this has been quite a significant. We failed to reach that psychological one level, and yes, and then we reversed sharply to the downside, dropped all the way to 0.95 zone here, almost. Yes, so that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely okay. What's happening here? It seems to be like more of like a bearish flag, I would say. So, still aiming lower, especially if we fall below the 0.9510 zone. Then my next target is the 0.9474, and then we'll take it from there. If we do push somehow back above the 0.9565, then yes, I will consider a larger correction back to the upside. Oh, Fiat Kid, you're right. Sorry, the message seems to be delivered with delay. Shorting BTC for now and alts in general, but in the long term, I am long on BTC and DC irregularly. Okay, interesting. No, it's a good look. Even though, let's say, maybe I have a different opinion or something like that, no, but in general, that's great. I mean, that's really good to know because this is the market. This is the market. We agree, we don't agree, and this is logical. This is fantastic. I like that. That's why I love the markets. And wonderful. Honestly, like I hope this is like working out well for you. Really, because at the moment, if you are shorting right now, the cryptos, then congratulations. I mean, I think they're doing a good job. So yeah, we'll see, of course, when this will stop. But at the moment, as I already mentioned, I am a little bit on the bearish side on the cryptos. But this I can align myself with you here. So yeah, thank you very much for your answer. I really appreciate it. And yes, the comments do come through with a delay. I noticed that. And finally, Euro USD. Euro USD. It's a bit of a mess, and I think it's way too many lines, and I think I need to remove everything and start fresh. Let's do exactly that. I think that I will bring back some of these again, but let me just remove everything and start fresh. I think that this is better. And let me bring this downside line again. I like it. Let me bring this horizontal line here. I like it as well. So roughly around here, 1.0444, 43, something like that. Also, maybe, just maybe, let's see if this is going to carry any significance. Okay, this is quite interesting. So we could be coiling up. We could be coiling up on the euro here on a bigger picture. So, of course, I'm not going to rush into these ideas yet, but certainly keeping a close eye on this upside line right here. So, yes, still maybe leaning towards the downside on this one, but only up until here. So basically, even though if we do see a bit of a retracement back up here, as long as we stay below all the EMAs here on my daily chart, then yes, I'm gonna lean towards the downside. And also my as I can see, my 45-day crossed the all of the 100 and the 200 EMA. My 100-day EMA crossed the 200-day EMA. So basically, everything seems to be pointing a little bit more towards the downside. Some of you might say, maybe, what about this downside line? You can keep an eye on it, of course, but it's very tentative. So I think it's just going to overcrowd things here. So let's not do that. And in terms of some key support levels or resistance levels, then certainly, yes, these are the ones that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on. Something here in the middle, I don't know. It's a little bit tricky. Maybe this one right here, maybe. But look, it's got violated, so maybe it's just going to be overcrowding a little bit. So just let's not do that. Look, I'm going to consider maybe some higher levels on this one if we do push back above the EMAs on my daily chart. Yes, and then I'll consider maybe a bit of a move higher. But at the moment, it seems to be that it might continue sliding. And keep your eyes, of course, on the economic data, because where's that Eurozone, European Union? We had some speeches yesterday. Today, we have the CPI final. It's coming soon. ZEV economic inflation numbers coming out as well, and the Windows speech later on as well. Interesting, and kind of that's it. So mainly it's today and today. Yes, today is the main kind of day, I think, for all this. Maybe okay. European on Friday, composite manufacturing services PMIs from HCOB. Yeah, could be something that we could keep an eye on, but for now, I think that keep our eyes on today's data. So, for now, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you found it useful. For the commentators in the chat, I would like to say a massive thank you very much. Fiat Kid, Thomas, thank you. Really appreciate that. I think it's always a good discussion. Whenever it's always a good thing to discuss. It's always a good thing to hear out other people's opinions. So I really appreciate that. So yes, thank you very much for everybody else for tuning in, watching this one till the end. Thank you very much everybody who's watching this as a recorded session as well. So really appreciate that. So, and on that note, I will have to say, stay safe, have your stop losses in place, risk only what you can afford to lose, don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. And I'll see you tomorrow, 6 o'clock GMT time. Thank you very much, and bye bye.